We are back with a Fox News alert. Keir Starmer stepping down as Prime Minister of the UK after growing pressure from the Labour Party.
Former Deputy National Security Advisor to Vice President Dick Cheney, Steve Yates, joins us now. Steve, thanks for coming on to talk about this. So Starmer's out. It's going to kickstart this whole process for the country to see its seventh leader in a decade. So what are your thoughts on this news this morning?
Well, first and foremost, I think there's just been a tectonic shift in politics, not just in the UK, but in many, many different places. And a lot of it just comes down to a population that is fed up with the kind of governance that seems to have contempt for the civilizations on which our politics are based. And I think especially the very tragic Henry Nowak case, I think, was one of the final straws that just exposed this combination of open borders plus wokeism that I think has just wreaked havoc across a lot of the UK, and a lot of citizens of the UK feel as if this is just not fair to them and want to change. And I think that's why we had an overwhelming turnout in recent local elections for Nigel Farage's party, and probably why there is this groundswell against Starmer's leadership in the Labour Party.
And for those that don't know, the Harry Nowak case is a young man who was stabbed to death, and as he lay bleeding to death, he, in fact, was the one that was arrested and not the illegal immigrant. Generally, if you're waking up here at 5:21 and East Coast, you're wondering, why do I care about this Keir Starmer news as an American? So answer that. Why does this matter to the average American waking up this morning?
Well, first and foremost, there are a lot of common objectives that everyday Brits and everyday Americans share, and some of those interests have clashed because of political decisions made by the UK government. First and foremost, honoring an alliance, a fundamental proposition for the United States and UK. We call it a special relationship. A lot of British citizens would honor that. But the UK was not standing by the United States when we were engaging in major military operations buildup in the Middle East against Iran. It was a break with the past. I think that was felt. President Trump felt it. And there's also been, I think, somewhat greater animus aimed at our president and our policies in some ways than there have been against what are real threats in the world. And so a different leadership in the UK presents an opportunity for a smoother relationship with allies that can stand up. The question is whether a new Labour leader can do that, or whether it has to be a change from Labour in order to break with this wokeism that I think is the fundamental cancer in their politics at the moment.
You know, I want to get to this. The first round of peace talks in Switzerland came to a close after President Trump he called out the Islamic Republic if they refused to open the Strait of Hormuz and then rein in their terrorists. You know, at one point in these negotiations this past weekend, these Iranian negotiators just walked out of the meeting. Obviously, they were not happy about that. I don't think anybody should be shocked by that necessarily, but it kind of sets the tone for how the next 60 days, at least in my opinion, about how the next 60 days are going to go. Because then you have to also consider Israel. As we heard Trey Yingst say, Israel's not happy about all of this either. So where do you see this going?
Well, the administration has a significant challenge. It was always going to be a challenge because they've chosen to go between two extremes that haven't worked for the United States, between sort of invading and occupying a country and one of just negotiation, borderline buying the threat. And so this middle ground of using American overwhelming capabilities to pressure financially and militarily a change is, I think, a prudent use of American force, but it comes with the risks of having unclear lines of authority in Iran after taking out a couple of layers. And in terms of politics, there are some fundamentals that have gone very, very well for the United States, militarily and in terms of strategically in the broader Middle East. But it doesn't look good along the way because of these spasms that come from the Iranian side with regard to the Strait of Hormuz and sort of the theatrics of the summitry. Now, we're told that some progress has been made. I tend to believe the broad arc of this direction is going in the right way, but it doesn't look good. And that's sort of one of the basic rules of politics. It's not enough to do good. You have to be seen doing good. And that's where I think the U.S. and its allies need a few wins to show people that this is working. And I hope they're close.
Yeah, I also think we're going to find out right away how truly serious, in air quotes, Iran is when we see how they spend the unfrozen funds. If it goes to building a hospital, you know, color me calling me shocked. But as we all expect, it's probably going to go to fund the bad guys, regardless of where they are in the world, and that's concerning. Steve Yates, appreciate your time this morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.